10 more things I wish I knew when I started cycling. Break it to your bibs. What the heck does that mean? It means before going on any long rides in your new bibs, go on a short one a few times so your body can adjust to it. Different brands of bibs have different chamois density and shape. I bought a bib a week before a Century ride thinking I should treat myself and make sure I'm fully comfortable. I rode 100 miles in them the first time and got 3 excruciating saddle sores from them. Saddle sores are like sensitive sores caused from chafing and bacteria entering the area. I vowed to never buy the brand again, thinking it was because of the brand. Then I learned it wasn't really the brand. It was because I didn't give myself time to adjust to it on shorter rides. I have worn other brands where even on a short ride, I was uncomfortable and it felt like it was too much padding. I have worn a brand where it was love on first fit. Experimenting with bibs gets expensive and everyone's bum is different. So just know that this is an area that'll add up over time until you find something that's right for you. So this is going to sound weird, but if you happen to fall, just pray and hope that you fall on the left side, because the right side is where the majority of your components are. I've had moments where I've fallen multiple times on the right side and had to rebend my derailleur hanger back, not realizing the possible consequences from frequent rebending. You end up just weakening the derailleur over time, kind of like if you were to bend literally a wire hanger multiple times. Until a month or 2 in, my derailleur snapped and got caught in my spokes as I was riding. It was just the accumulation of those right side falls. So, do fall left, but unforeseen stuff happens and we can't control falling right or thinking that far ahead to tip yourself over the other way. And at some point, you just start to wonder if your bike is okay, which is why I keep thinking if I fall, please fall on the left. If you're a woman with wide feet, go for men's shoes. For athletic shoes, I 100% go for men's sizes because they default to a wide toe box for me. And I'll openly admit my feet are wide and I have bunions now from wearing narrow toe box shoes from my youth through my 20s. I used to believe that all shoes had a break-in period, so I suffered for like 2 months with each new pair because they looked cool or sexy. I finally had enough and found wide shoes, aka men's shoes, appropriate for my feet. The wider toe box makes a massive difference when I'm doing fitness activities because feet swell up over time. For casual everyday shoes, I'm loyal to this brand called Vivobarefoot. I've had my men's Shimano shoes for years and I'm ready to move on to a new brand, apparently called Lake, as I've heard those are wide feet friendly. If you have suggestions on shoes catered to wide feet, please let me know in the comments. There's no shame in going slow. Now, when I say slow, that could mean you just started cycling and you want to get faster. You could be coming back from a long vacation off the bike and want to get back to your normal routine. And then sometimes we just have those days where we're just feeling sluggish. I'm here to tell you, whatever the reason, it's fine. When I started gravel riding, roots and rocks look like massive obstacles. If something looks remotely uncomfortable at first, take your time or even get off the bike. Before I even attempt to roll over it, I would do a full stop, study it, and talk it out with a friend on how to approach the line. I'd go pretty slow at first, but with a few more tries and observations, I'd eventually conquer it. With more exposure and proper technique, you'll get there as long as your desire to accomplish it is there. If you're having fun, doing your best, and are safe, that's all that matters. Cycling communities are full of gear enthusiasts who've already gone down the deep research rabbit hole and love to share their knowledge. As someone who wants to understand the physics and composition of why bike components work, I found that my mechanically inclined friends have become my first point of contact for everything, from troubleshooting basic maintenance issues to getting advice on replacement parts. Having patient cycling friends who offer reassurance in your decision makes navigating the bike industry and learning curve so much more manageable. Each of us is unique when it comes to tire pressure, and it's personal, something you figure out on your own based on what feels right for you. How do you do that? Start by bracketing your tires. Bracketing tires means experimenting with different pressure levels in small increments to find the optimal balance for performance, comfort, and traction. You'll adjust pressures on both tires independently, as the front tire typically benefits from slightly lower pressure for better traction and control, while the rear tire might require more pressure to support more weight and reduce rolling resistance. This method helps fine-tune the setup for specific terrains or riding conditions. The tire pressure is too low when you notice your handling becomes squirmy. Start adding 5 psi from there until you feel the handling is stable and responsive. I learned that the right pressure for me in the Bay Area on my gravel bike isn't 35 psi. It's actually between 25 to 30 psi. On my road bike though, 90 was my minimum. Turns out I could go even lower because the roads in the Bay Area are bumpier. Lower tire pressure also gives me more comfort rolling over uneven sections. Having an e-pump with a gauge helps with finding this precision on the road. Check out my discount code below for which one I use. You don't need the fanciest new things to start cycling. Start with the bike you have and the clothes you own. I started my cycling journey when I was 24 on an overnight 50-mile road cycling trip on a mountain bike in South Korea for some grilled chicken. It was a last-minute trip with colleagues where I pulled together whatever sweat-appropriate clothing I had. Gym clothes, a baseball cap, a backpack, layered period pads, which served as a makeshift chamois. By the way, that doesn't work. Regardless of the clothing I wore, I was enamored by the scenery, the food, the friendly people I met along the way. Wear what you have, ride with what you have, and gotta enjoy yourself. If it becomes a hobby, your arsenal will grow naturally along the way, and you'll learn what works best for you. So know what you like, then buy nice. Speaking of buying nice, buy nice or buy twice. This mantra goes for multiple areas of life. Investing in cycling gear makes sense when cycling brings you genuine joy and you ride frequently. After knowing my needs and what makes me happy, I've splurged on items like a $70 bike bell that has a pleasant chime to it, $200 saddle that's the perfect amount of firmness and width for me, a $150 Garmin rear taillight that has a sensor that detects cars from behind. And then there are helmets that cost $300 or more. These products offer durability, reliability, and are typically backed by reviews. Whatever brings me peace of mind, comfort, and safety on the bike is worth paying for. There are probably other alternative products that fit your budget, and that's totally fine. My mechanic friend introduced me to the Wax Life, and I'm so glad I tried it. I was skeptical at first because it seemed like a lot of work, especially up front. But after trying it out, chain waxing has become game-changing. It takes some upfront effort to strip the factory grease and set up your waxing pot, but the payoff is worth it. No more greasy buildup on your drivetrain and runs very smoothly. Wax gives you solid mileage before needing reapplication. If my chain drops, I'm actually okay with going in with my hands to fix because my hands will be grease-free in the end. It saves you money in the long run because a clean drivetrain lasts longer, so you're replacing chains and cassettes less often, so it's worth the extra effort. The downside I can see with wax is if you ride in moist and wet conditions often, the chain can rust, so you'll need to dry it thoroughly and perhaps re-wax it after a wet ride. For California weather and riding in mostly dry weather, a wax chain just makes sense for me. For sun protection in hot weather, consider a long sleeve jersey. It's a must-have, versatile piece of gear. When I first heard about this, I was immediately hooked. I make it a priority when I purchase new jerseys. The convenience is great, allowing you to skip slathering sunblock on your arms and neck. Personally, I still put on a thin layer of sunscreen if I know the UV is going to be high. Their real value shines in the transitional seasons, easily layered with a vest for just enough warmth in the mornings and offering perfect breathable coverage all day long. And that's it. Let me know if there's anything else you'd like to share in the comments. If you'd like to hear more, I do have 10 more beginner lessons that may resonate with you that you can check out as well. Thanks for watching and ride strong. Bye.